innovative content, global audience.
Hello, good morning, viewers. It's another beautiful Wednesday here in the Federal Capital Territory. Cold morning, though, but it's beautiful. Yes, we have a lot of trending stories this morning. We're reaching you live from our SRO TV studio here in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. This is Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Princess KESSY, and as usual, I have with me on the show today.
Blessing AKAN.
How was your night, Blessing?
Fine,
Hope you slept well.
Yes,
It was pretty cold.
of course.
I went through hell last night.
The cold was too much.
I went through hell. I had no fuel. The rain was so much. I can't drive under the rain. I had to park for a long time. At some point, I was in a serious traffic, and my fuel kept showing me on the dashboard, no fuel, no fuel. I had to look for the nearest filling station. At the end, you could see the queue. Everybody wanted to buy fuel under heavy rain, and I couldn't see the cars behind me, the ones in the front of me, the one beside. It was so terrible that I was practically begging God, let me just get home tonight. Like, I got home exhausted. I got home tired. I'm not cold. Like, even up to now, I'm cold. You can see I'm wearing stockings. I'm very cold. During the night, I couldn't sleep. I kept waking up in between. At a point, I wanted to go and boil very hot water and drink.
Yes.
I couldn't come out of my duvet because it's still the fear of getting more or catching more cold. It was terrible experience. Up till now, I can't feel myself. I don't feel well. The rain yesterday, on my way home, you could see a lot of accidents on the road. And of course, that could be the heat of or coming under the heat of the rain. And it was very late at night, and the rain was so serious, and people wouldn't drive carefully under the rain. You could see people speeding so much. It was terrible last night, but we thank God for today. The sun is up, and that is Abuja. No matter the rain, the sun just comes as if you have never seen rain this year. Okay, we have a lot of trending issues this morning, like we saw yesterday. The emergence of Senator Babio and Abbas. The National Assembly is ready to kickstart. We saw that the executive is already working effectively, and so a lot of Nigerians are hoping that these lawmakers will join hands with the president to make sure that, like we always say, no time for honeymoon.
Yes.
Move immediately.
Immediately.
Yes. Yes. Of course, that is why they were elected. Anyway, we'll kickstart this morning with the reviews, and now these are some of the stories coming from the national dailies. I'm going to kickstart with this Nigeria. Now, these are some of the headlines coming from this Nigerian newspaper. Time to roll up your sleeves, Tinubu tells Babio Abbas. Says Nigerians want their economy burdens lifted. New Senate headsmen pay thank you visits to President Wike. How NAS principals officers emerge. Now, all these stories are on page 4 and 5 of this Nigerian newspaper. As well, there's a story here that says Nigerian stock soared to 15-year higher after Emefiele's suspension, and that story is on page 19 of this Nigerian newspaper. As well, we saw a story here that says Nigerian air launch, Ethiopia airline boss, Wake resigns, on page 19 of this Nigerian newspaper. As well, there's a story here that says John director dock for allegedly threatening Oloyede's wife, and that story is on page 12 of this Nigerian paper. As well, we'll have a story here that says, don't use NSA's appointment for political compensation. CSO tells presidents. Clark wants ministers properly screened. Says Nigeria at crossroads. These are all the stories coming from the front page of this Nigerian newspaper this morning. I love the story here that time to roll up your sleeves. Tinubu tells Babio Abbas, says Nigerians want their economy burdens lifted. Yes, and new Senate headsmen pay thank you visit to President Wike. How NAS principal officers emerge. I love that story. It's time to work, like I did say a while ago. No time for honeymoon, no time for chit chat, no time for traveling up and down. The economy is really, really down, and I'm like yesterday. I was quite excited, and now we now have the 10th assembly
Yes.
has emerged, and now we can see that a lot of Nigerians are optimistic that with these people, Tinubu is involved. That means Tinubu is somebody a lot of people respect. Of course, people respect you when you tend to do the right thing. When they see the energy coming from you, they somehow draw from your energy, and that also energizes them. So we do hope and believe that these senators and lawmakers will sit up. No time to go to the National Assembly to sleep. Of course, except you want to be referred to as the Rubestan Senate or NAS. And then there's a story here I love, and also I saw a story here. New Senate headsmen pay thank you visit to President Wike. That Wike, I don't Wike. Okay, I don't even know what to say about that man, but why they paying visit to him? Wike is in the opposition party anyway, but that is politics. And there's a story here that says Nigerian stocks soar to 15-year higher after Emefiele's suspension. Wow. And then there's a story here that says Nigerian air launch, Ethiopia airline boss, Waki resigns. Okay, and I also love this story here that says don't use NSA's appointment for political compensations, because this is what is specular with politicians. They say, okay, because this person helped me during my campaign, this is my right hand man, I want to bring this person, compensate this person even if they are not competent, and you know that this ministerial position is not something that they can handle. You just have to compensate them. But anyway, a lot of people, like a lot of our guests who've been speaking to, a lot of even the Vox People did, a lot of people are very optimistic that the president indeed is a man of wisdom. He knows the rule of law. He abides by the law, and so he would want to appoint the right people to work with him. We move on quickly to the next newspaper we have.
The Guardian newspaper. And our head news here is Tinubu's men lead 10th National Assembly, vow not to be rubber stamped. That story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. We have another story here which says education curriculum, Nigerian needs for basic schools. News analyst, that story is on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Again, we have another story here which says Nigeria's production hits 1.2 million BD as Total announces oil discovery. That story is on page 4. We have another story here. Trump entered not guilty plea in classified documents case. That story is on page 5. We have another story here. Drug shortage bites harder with only 25% of transmission to West. That story is on page 6. And again, we have another story here which said GWR certifies Hilda Basil as 4-year drum support for APT chair. Damilola Adekari. That story is on page 8 of the Guardian newspaper. And we have another story here which says Akeredolu transmits power to deputy governor. That story is on page 8. And these are the stories we have here on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning.
Wow. Tinubu's men lead 10th National Assembly vows not to be rubber stamped. Yes, I didn't use that word just a few minutes ago, because they passed the 9th Assembly and now alleging that they were referred to as rubber stamped. So if you don't want to be referred to or be called with the stamp, so you know what to do.
You have to work.
Yes, just like the time of Saraki. Let us hear things happening in that National Assembly. Not, I don't know, maybe it's my personal opinion, but you know the 9th Assembly was so cold. was so quiet. Now it's as if we don't have makers, snitters.
Everybody's saying so. Most people are like,
So cold. I don't know. Unlike the 8 assembly where you have a lot of energy, a lot of issues, a lot of news coming from that end. Indeed, we already know who the president is. This might just look well once everybody makes everybody sit up at some point. And then education curriculum, Nigeria needs for basic schools. I think the curriculum should be changed, if you ask me.
of course.
Especially talking about, let's even start from the primary level to the secondary school level. At the end of the day, I was on the phone with my kid sister just some days ago, and I was wowed when she told me she's writing WAEC and like, which paper are you guys, what are the papers that are left? She was calling some weird names I don't understand, like, is this a course? Is this a subject? She said yes.
Subject that actually been
I don't get it. There's something in the Nigerian education system that I don't understand. Now, when you go to advanced country, these children are taught things that will be useful to them in the future. I remember then in Wild, we were asked to draw grasshopper, cockroach. For what? What am I using it for?
You draw an label.
Yes, a label. These are the things we did way back. They just suffered us for nothing. So I'm really thinking that it's high time we inculcate things that will be useful, of help.
Yes.
Maybe you do something like this thing they now do in university, entrepreneurship. You do it in secondary school where people tend to find their passion early. They know their passion early.
Yes.
If it's hair making, if it's carpentry, we are not saying that we will not go to higher institution, but maybe when you have the basic experience of these skills,
yes.
you just tend to know your direction in life early. You follow that path.
course, right.
Not coming to ask students to come and draw grasshopper, draw what I don't know what. What are we supposed to be doing with frog?
And label. It's so funny.
Yes, I tried today to I wanted to bring in a lactation on the show this morning as regarding to blood transfusion. Blood shortage bites harder with only 25% transfusion demand not yearly. Yes, that is because we live in an economy where people are not eating well. It's the only person that is well that will go and transfuse. That is going to donate blood. Yes. So at the end of the day, I'm thinking that sometimes I know, like my immediate elder brother, because he's so big, he's like a giant. So he used to go to the hospital. They used to, most times they say his blood is too much because he eats a lot. He can eat food meant for 3 people and then drink plenty of water and stand up. He say, yes, I'm fine now. So if you see his body, you will know that, okay, this person is healthy.
It's healthy. Yes.
He doesn't play with food, especially good food. So from time to time, he goes to the hospital and they used to remove for free. He just gives to them that you can give to any patient that needs this. And so blood shortage bites harder.
Yes.
Of course, I only say it's when you're well, you're strong, that you can go and give out blood.
Of course.
I've seen somebody that went to donate blood and he died, and I've seen another person, just a neighbor, where in my state, he was they couldn't see anybody to give him the blood. Somebody just came because the thing was an emergency. Somebody came and they didn't check properly to see if that was the kind of his blood, the same type of blood. The man died. He's a pharmacist just beside my house, my place. And the whole street, the whole town was so cold for weeks because it was like the pain. People actually felt it. So blood is important. This is the more reason Nigerians learn to inculcate things that are healthy into your meal. Stop eating junk. I keep telling people, you hardly see me eat junk. That is something I don't do. I don't buy that. Like last night, as I was in that traffic, I had to call somebody to come to my rescue. He came with what do you call? Some kind of mineral, some kind of snacks, and I told him, this is not what I asked you to do. I'm stuck here, I'm dying, and this is what you brought for me. I need real food. Apparently last night I didn't eat. I got home, I was tired, I slept up till now, I've not eaten. And today I'll make sure that I inculcate things that I missed yesterday.
Yes.
Do you get the point now? You eat healthy, try and eat vegetable, try and eat meal, seafood, so that we don't have issues of lack of blood all the time. Anyway, we move on quickly to the next newspaper we have. and that will be coming from the Vanguard. Now, these are some of the stories we have on the front page of Vanguard. The main headline here says, 10th Mass, how Akpabio Abbas floored opponents. The writer says Nigeria wants us to lift their economic burden. Tinubu tells Akpabio Abbas, ask Mass to work with him to deliver democracy dividends. Akpabio pulls 63 votes to beat Yari 46 to emerge Senate president. Extends olive branch to Yari orders. Abbas pulls 353 votes to trench Wase 3, Jaji 3. For Reps speakership, 359 lawmakers let take oaths of office. Barrow Kalu emerges unopposed as Deputy Senate President, Deputy Speaker. I shall be just, fair, guided by Constitution, says Abbas. Mass gobs 2.618 trillion in naira in 25 years. P7. Now, these are all the riders and the stories that are all in page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. There's a story here that says some Nigerian returnees from Libya came without kidneys, bowels. This is coming from NAPTIP, and that story is on page 6 of the Vanguard newspaper. There's a story here also that says NIN enrollment raises 363.5% to 27.1 million in 3 years. That story is on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we have a story here that says our plan for real wage, human labor rights, orders, federal government. And that story is on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. Atiku to tribunal, summer INEC boss as witness. And that story is on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Benue government imposes curfew as communal crisis claims 3 lives in 2 local governments. That story is on page 6 of the Vanguard newspaper. We have a story here that says governors' ignorance of minimum wage, and this is coming from NLC this morning on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. There's a story here that says revenue from VAT. CIT falls 18% to 1.18 trillion naira on page 20 of the Vanguard newspaper. There's a story here as well that says father 4 children, 95 others die in choir boat mishap, and that story is on page 6 of the Vanguard newspaper. There's a story here as well coming from the sport desk this morning that says Nigeria, Sierra Leone versus Nigeria, CMA arrives, 22 players now in camp. Congratulations. We have been waiting. We know he's an international star, so I didn't see that coming. And this story here, father, 4 children, others died. Very sad one there. I saw a story here as well that says some Nigerians returnees from Libya came without kidneys. Where are their kidneys?
They sold it.
This is terrible.
The love for money will make people do so many things that without conscience. I mean, how will you just sell your kidney?
This is terrible.
Young people.
Like they came without kidneys.
Yes.
Where are the kidneys? That is the question I'm asking. You sold your kidneys and you came back home
with
money to build a mansion or to drive a car to impress who?
The love for money.
Kidneys and bowels. That is what they came back without. This is terrible. I think NAPTIP, if there's any institution that is working pretty well for years now, is NAPTIP.
Wow.
Now there is no time you go on their website, on the news, and you don't see that the updates are just mind-blowing. They are up and doing. They tackle issues of child trafficking, human trafficking, and all that. Really kudos to them. Yes, they are really working. And there's a story here that says governors ignorant of minimum wage NLC. Yes, I think so. So it is your place actually to make them understand the importance of minimum wage, because Nigerians cannot survive without the increase of minimum wage as it stands as of today. It is terrible for all workers, not just federal government workers, but every Nigeria is terrible. Yes, and imagine yesterday I got fuel, and my time did not even move. That gauge did not even move. Well, viewers, this is the newspaper reviews on Wake Up Nigeria, coming to you from SRO TV studio here in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. Now we'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue with the reviews. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.
Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music, dance, and comedy. Also, there will be a comprehensive economic summit, exhibition of Nigerian organic agricultural produce, and a meritorious recognition performance awards to deserving Nigerians and industrial icons. Nigeria Week will showcase Afrobeat A-list artists, Ice Prince, Terry G, Orishefemi, Oris Wileke, Konga, Bigiano, Nice Flow, Jetplay, and many more. Dates: 17th to 23rd July 2023. Time 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily. Venue: Lighthouse Theatre, 262 to 274 Camberwell Road, London SE50AY. Tickets available on Eventbrite at www.eventbrite.com/Nigeria Week or numbers below. For more details, visit our website www.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered.
Back from that quick break, this is Wake Up Nigeria, reaching you live from our SRO TV studio here in Abuja, and we're still on the newspaper reviews. We're going to continue with
the Nation newspaper. And our head news here is Akpabio Abbas stepped in as Senate President, Speaker. And the writer said,
we'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue with some of the reviews. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music, dance, and comedy. Also, there will be a comprehensive economic summit, exhibition of Nigerian organic agricultural produce, and a meritorious recognition performance awards to deserving Nigerians and industrial icons. Nigeria Week will showcase Afrobeat A-list artists, Ice Prince, Terry G, Orishefemi, Oris Wileke, Konga, Bigiano, Nice Flow, Jetplay, and many more. Dates: 17th to 23rd July 2023. Time 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily. Venue: Lighthouse Theatre, 262 to 274 Camberwell Road, London SE50AY. Tickets available on Eventbrite at www.eventbrite.com/Nigeria Week or numbers below. For more details, visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week, produced by SR TV in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, Nigeria Film Corporation, and lots more. Don't be told, be there. Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music, dance, and comedy. Also, there will be a comprehensive economic summit, exhibition of Nigerian organic agricultural produce, and a meritorious recognition performance awards to deserving Nigerians and industrial icons. Nigeria Week will showcase.
Break. This is Wake Up Nigeria from SRTV studio here in Abuja. We're still on the newspaper reviews. We're going to continue with some of the national dailies.
Yes, and we continue with the Nation newspaper. And our head news here is Akpabio Abbas step in as Senate President Speaker. And the writer said, ex-Akwa Ibom governor defeats Yari by 63 votes. Kaduna Rep triumphed by 353 to 3 over Wase Jaji. That story is on page 28 of the Nation newspaper. Again, we have another story here which says financial markets rebound on Emefiele's suspension. And the writer said, Naira firms up. Equities make 1.215 trillion naira gain. That story is on page 29. And we have another story here which said Jonathan visits Tinubu. The story is on page 2. 103 die, 70 missing in Kwara boat accidents. That story is on page 27. And again, we have another story here. Akerodolu on medical leave. That story is on page 27. How lawmakers defied parties. That story is on page 28 of the Nation newspaper. And again, we have another story here which says, let's work for our people. Tinubu urges National Assembly leaders. The story is on page 28 of the Guardian newspaper. And that is what we have here on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning.
The Nation, rather.
The Nation. Yeah.
And I saw a story here that says, this story did caught my attention. Financial market rebound on Emefiele suspension. Naira firm up. Equities make 215 trillion naira gain. Now, I met somebody yesterday that I was on phone with the person, and I actually saw the person at some point, and he told me that he had so much dollars. And I'm like, you have so much money with you. You go around with so much money? He did say, what do you expect? We work and we get paid. And like, they pay you in dollars? And he says, I'm going to change this dollar. Don't ask me that question. You're a journalist and I'm so scared right now. But I'm going to change my dollars because I changed some today and I'm going to change this one tomorrow because Naira is really gaining strength. And I did love in all that conversation. That is the only thing I picked up. If the suspension of Emefiele is actually now reviving the economy somehow, reviving the market, reviving Naira, then that's good indeed, was a good move.
Well, it was a good move.
And you know that, like I did said, I followed that trend, and a lot of people are excited.
Yes.
That was the best decision ever by the president.
Yes.
So congratulations to us. The fact that Naira's now firms up is a good thing. At least now I cannot go and order. Can I go and export a car or do something? I have so much cars, but I can't import because of the rates. And this is just congratulations to me personally.
Right.
And then there's a story here also that caught my attention. President, this is coming from the president. Poverty should not stop any child from getting tertiary education. Now, this is how you know a leader that is willing to work. The fact that he's putting everybody, he's putting the interest of students. This makes me want to believe that the issues of ASU would soon be a thing of the past.
We hope so.
And I'm really happy. Jonathan did visit the president. I told you, politics is a game of the more you look, the less you see. You cannot, politicians, you cannot just, you can't predict the next move. They are here, they are there. Like Wike now, Wike is so confusing everybody. We don't know where Wike is exactly. Anyway, they paid KESSY visit to Wike yesterday. That shows that Wike actually is kind of, I think he's having an upper hand in this administration, and that's the good thing. We move on quickly to the next paper we have. This is the Punch newspaper. And these are some of the stories coming from the Punch. 10th National Assembly, Tinubu's candidates floor APC rebels. Akpabio leads Senate. Abbas Wase Jaji emerges House Speaker. Yari embraces Akpabio after defeats. National Assembly won't be independent. Presidency handpicked leaders. This is coming from NNPP and LP. And now the stories on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says, governors more as 103 die in Kwara boat tragedy. That is a very sad story this morning. Rescue, recover over 50 corpses, 15 passengers, children missing. That story is on page 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. There's a story here that says classified documents. Trump aide arrested, face 37 counts. This story is on page 56 of the Punch newspaper. There's a story as well here that says over 25,000 trafficked Nigerian women, girls trapped in Mali. This is coming from NAPTIP. I did say earlier that NAPTIP is always on the move. I do hope that they're going to find a way to rescue these trapped Nigerian women and girls. Most of them are being trafficked for prostitution. They used to tell them, you're beautiful when you go abroad. Maybe we'll teach you how to do hairstyling and this and all that. Before you know, you make the money. I had a guy in my estate that approached me for that. A very rich guy. I didn't know that was the job or what he does for a living. I was surprised when he approached me that I shouldn't tell my mom, I shouldn't tell anybody. He would just do my visa, take me somewhere. I can do this. I speak good English. So for that, he's going to be teaching in the primary school, and I'm going to make so much money. Somehow, like, who is this one trying to deceive? I had to tell my auntie, and my auntie just, in fact, it was a serious issue. The guy he traveled out of the estate for such a long time because why do you want to take me somewhere? You're telling me I shouldn't tell my mom, I shouldn't, even though I was a big girl then. So these are some of the issues.
It's happening.
And then there's a story here that says fans crash website as GWRO Guinness World Record confirms Hilda Bassi cooking record. Now, yesterday she was confirmed as the world holder of that title. Yes, longest cook. Congratulations to Hilda Bassi. Job well done. And that I feel like that title is well deserved. Yes, is well deserved. She did her best. Although we've been seeing a lot of people now cooking and offering gas, cooking beans. Yes. Nigeria, the only thing you need to do in this country is just to have data. You have fun, that's for sure. And then the last story here says, Ayedatiwa steps in as Akeredolu goes on medical leave. We did saw the wife on one of the headlines we had last week that says the husband is still alive, strong. Nothing has, because people are insinuating that the man is no more. But the wife did come out to debunk that rumor and that news that the husband is still well. Of course, we wish him quick recovery to come back and continue from where he stopped. These are some of the stories coming from Punch this morning, and I saw a story here that I left the US. Classified documents. Trump aide arrested, faced 37 counts. This shows that nobody is above the law, and that is what I want us to do here in Nigeria. Not like people come and at the end of the day, you see they bail somebody. They will bail you, they will grant you bail of 50 billion, 1 billion. They will just grant the person bail and they get away with it. So I really do think that Nigerians should take a clue from this. And there's a story here also, like I did say, that NAPTIP is really doing a great job. Congratulations to them. They should do more. These are all the stories we have coming. And this quiet boat tragedy is a very sad one.
So sad.
A lot of people died, a lot of children still missing. It's really sad. We move on quickly to the next newspaper we have.
We have the Daily Trust newspaper, and our head news here is student loan. Federal government introduced tuition fee in universities, and the writer said many students will leave school as soon. Nothing to celebrate in new law. Guns. I will improve investment in education, says Tinubu. We will speak on new law today. Ministry. This story is page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. We have another news here which says National Assembly leadership. How last minutes in troop work for Akpabio Abbas. And the writer said Barrow, Kalu, emerged deputy unopposed. Factors that get Clary's 48 votes. Open ballot, Edge Wase, Jaji out. That story is on page 4 of Daily Trust newspaper. We have another story which is 103 wedding guests died in Kuala boat.
This is horrifying.
Father, 4 children among victims. That story is I That story is on page 15 of the Daily Trust newspaper. And these are some of the head stories we have here on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper.
Really, this is I'm having goosebumps. This is terrifying. As in, I don't get it. This is so sad, and we really do we send out our condolences to those families. This is really, really sad. Wedding guests, this is sad. Anyway, we move on quickly to the Blueprint newspaper this morning. The headline here says Tinubu to Akpabio Abbas. Let's work and work. Give our people the best. And the rider says we can't afford to waste this opportunity. We will collaborate with the executive Akpabio Abbas assured. We kept vigil in mass to prevent Saraki's experience. This is coming from Bani Dele, and all the stories on page 8 of the Blueprint newspaper. Abdulrazak, Inari Emir, more as 100 feared dead in Kwara boat mishap on page 13 of the Blueprint newspaper. As well, there's a story here that says that Akeredolu proceeds on 21-day medical vacation, hands over to deputy, and that story is on page 13. As well, we'll have a story here that says 14 days after Tinubu takes over, equity market gains 1.216 trillion naira on page 20 of the Blueprint newspaper. We have a story here that says misconduct, Bello sacks agri commissioner, 2 others on page 5 of the Blueprint newspaper. As well, we'll have a story here that says Bello list short long-term benefits of fuel subsidy removal on page 20 of the Blueprint newspaper. We also have a story here that says Borno Assembly elects Lawan Speaker 4th time. And the writer says, another story here says 38-year-old Saliu re-elected Kwara Assembly Speaker on page 14. And another story here says crisis stay Ogun inauguration protest in Jigara on page 6 of the Blueprint newspaper. Now, these are all the stories we have. I saw a story here that they say, the story here that caught my attention this one is 14 days after Tinubu takes over, equity market gains 1.216 trillion naira. I said that the man is here, is not here.
The man is here to work.
He already said, we can see from the main headline here, he's urging the leadership of the National Assembly that let's work and work. Give our people the best. So I think like we did sample reviews of Nigerians yesterday, even on the street, and they agree that they are not. Some of them did said that they are not even. They don't belong to that party, but they think they want to. They feel it's the best thing to work with Tinubu. He has the experience. He's bringing a lot of things, ideas to the table. It's really a good one, and we say congratulations to us, because we can see that the equity market is really firming up. Talking about naira as well. So if you have dollars, you can just go and change them. Otherwise, the next thing we might just be lucky to say dollar is now back to one something. Oh my goodness, we're going to buy. I'm going to ship a lot of things from the US. Anyway, viewers, I have a guest now standby. I'm going to go on a quick break. When I return, I'll be coming back with my guest before we go back to the reviews of the papers. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.
Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music, dance, and comedy. Also, there will be a comprehensive economic summit, exhibition of Nigerian organic agricultural produce, and a meritorious recognition performance awards to deserving Nigerians and industrial icons. Nigeria Week will showcase Afrobeat A-list artists, Ice Prince, Terry G, Orishefemi, Oris Wileke, Konga, Bijiano, Nice Flow, Jetplay, and many more. Dates, 17th to 23rd July 2023. Time 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily. Venue, Lighthouse Theatre, 262 to 274 Camberwell Road, London SE50AY. Tickets available on Eventbrite at www.eventbrite.com/Nigeria Week or numbers below. For more details, visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week, produced by SRTV in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Okay, my people, it could not be better than this. The Nigerian Week in London 2023 got you covered to the extent that you can get a free ticket to the event. And this is all you need to do. Go to the Google Play Store and download TapTap app. Send as low as £1 to the account in Nigeria using SRTV as your transaction code. Screenshot your transaction and send to 447-459-513619 or email it to event@superiorradioandtelevision.com and the ticket will be sent to you ASAP. This is powered by SRTV London and TapTap Send. You already know what time it is. Your boy Ice Prince Amani. I can't wait to ride this.
Okay, it's so exciting. The game's been dark, but I'm igniting.
Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music.
Come back from that quick break. I did promise I was going to come with a guest. Yes, I have with me my guest this morning. And he is Moses John, a senior special correspondent here in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. Good morning, Moses John.
Good morning, Princess. Good morning, viewers.
Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show.
Yes, Moses, we have a lot of issues trending this morning. We have a lot of headlines this morning coming from the national dailies. But before that, what do you have? How do you feel about the emergence of the 10th NAS, especially the Speaker and, of course, the Senate President? We can't hear you well, Moses John. Hello? Is your phone on speak out? No, maybe you should remove it from speaker so we can get to hear you from this end.
Okay, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, like I earlier said, I'm delighted for the emergence of Senator Gospel Ababio as the Senate President, as well as Tajuddin, Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, as the Speaker of the House of Reps. Well, this is because even though, yes, they are the anointed candidates for the position by the party, but respecting a legislature that will be up and doing, that won't be rubber stamped to the executive like else works. And so, I cannot say they are welcome, and I don't expect so much from them. Haven't gone through what they went in the last assembly, so we're expecting so much from them.
But in as much as some people have the opinion that they might just the anointed candidates, others feel that the fact that the president handpicked them, that's the word, that they will be independent because the presidency handpicked these leaders. Now, what's your view? And this is coming from NNPP and LP.
Well, I do not want to share in that opinion. Yes, it is okay for the president. It might want to say, okay, I would want to work with this bad person. But looking at the antecedent of the individuals, I do not think there will be like the nine assembly, like the nine senate, looking at the principal senator. I do not see it to be a rubber stamp to have a being in the executive himself. So like I said, I do expect the future National Assembly that will hold the executive accountable, National Assembly that will not just vote yes to the executive. That is the least Nigerians are expecting from them.
Now, but do you think, as regarding to what you just said now, do you think that that the executive haven't played a role in the selection of these leaders or the emergence of the 10th Assembly? Do you think they will be given a fair playing ground? Because a lot of people now is still boiled down to the fact that the president handpicked these people he feels he can work with. But do you think they are going to be dependent or independent? This is the question.
They will, like I said, it is too early, but what the media does is to set agenda. But like I said, I do not expect these individuals to be rubber stamped, to be rubber stamped to the executive. Yes, the executive played a role. If you look at the election yesterday, like that of the Senate president, Governor Abubakar Yari, former of Zamfara State, got close to 40-something votes. And so I do not want to believe they were handpicked. If they were handpicked, you would have seen a situation whereby almost all the senators would turn towards candidate, presumably anointed by the executive. Yes, the executive played a role in their emergence. There's no doubt about that. But I do not want to believe that they are going to be rubber stamped. I don't want to believe that.
And now, Moses John, as well, you know that now we have a full house. The 10th Assembly is ready to work. Now, what is this thing you think, some of the things you think that the 9th Assembly did not do right, that they should be doing right? Because Lawan did say, the former Senate President did say that they were referred to as rubber stamp National Assembly.
Well, yeah, just like I said. I'm expecting a different ballgame. I expect this 10th Assembly to be independent. What I mean independent, to hold the executive accountable, to speak when they need to speak, to make laws that we have a direct direct impact on the citizenry. Nigerians at this time need leadership that will take them from where they were to a place where everybody wants to be. You can see workers, and virtually everybody is grooming right now because of the economic hardship. So what we expect from the legislature, the 10th Assembly, is to work hard and ensure that
You have network issues there. Quite interesting conversation, if you ask me.
where they won't challenge any policy of government that people. Mind you, they are representative of. Expect them to liaise with their constituents and then ensure they sponsor bills, and make laws that will transform Nigeria.
Now, Moses John as well, a lot of people just sit at home, sometimes go through the social media, they criticize the government. All they do is to talk down on these people. In as much as we know they are the leaders, they are responsible for making these laws. Now, how do you think we as a people also, because we see that the president came with a mandate to restore the economy, and we saw also on the news this morning a report that says just 14 days after Tinubu takes over, equity market gains 1.216 trillion naira. And now we see that the naira is also standing firm. Now, what do you think individuals can do as well, not just sitting criticizing the government? What do you think? How should they support the executive or the judiciary arm of government as well as the legislatures?
Well, talking about individuals, the individuals, of course, would have to hold the government accountable. And it's not by, sometimes some things you say in papers does not necessarily translate to the reality on ground. And so the individuals must keep talking and must criticize objectively. Okay, I do not expect individuals to criticize blindly, but they need to, of course, hold government accountable by holding them to their word, their promises, and then bringing it to the front burner, which is now the duty of the media, for instance. But the citizen must keep talking, must keep complaining if need be. I would want to start believing that Nigeria can only get better, and when every individual play his part and rule. Sometimes, you see, we criticize, yes, but then when you are given opportunity to do in a little corner, then you do the worst. So I expect, in as much as we will criticize, we should also do it in a way that will only spur those leaders to do more, rather than demoralize what they are doing already.
Yes, but just how positive are you that the National Assembly won't be, people like yesterday we did sample the views of Nigerians, and a lot of people are of the opinion as well that the fact that these people, the president handpicked these people, maybe they might just have the same vision, they walk line in line, and they fear that, but the only fear there is that we shouldn't see what happened from the 9th Assembly where they were not bold enough to speak, or they couldn't say because they, of course they are on the same page. Now, what do you think of, how positive are you? Do you think that the legislatures will be bold enough to say, to bear it all, or they will just be there working with the president since they belong to the same party? Are you there, Moses? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes.
Like I did say earlier, yes, I am believing. I'm positive that it will be different from the previous government. Yes, like I did say that. Yes, all over the world, there's this lobbying from both members of government, because mind you, the idea is to work together for the betterment of the citizenry. And so if lobbying the legislature would for instance, change situations in the country. I mean, so be it. The only thing that I'll be against, and I will vehemently kick against, is when the executive is doing the wrong thing, and then the legislature won't be able to speak about. That's the only time I will speak against. But as it stands right now, I do not want to believe that this state assembly will act the way of its predecessor, the Ninth Assembly, where you see most policy of government, and then the lawmakers who are representing the people who should speak against are in bed with the executive. And so that is the part that I would not want to see happening in this.
Well, thank you so much. We just keep our fingers crossed and we see what they have to offer, what they're bringing to the table. We didn't know, of course, that the president is already up and doing, and like he did say, he called on the leadership of the National Assembly yesterday to roll up their sleeves. It's time to work and work. Well, thank you, Moses John, for being with us this morning. It's always a pleasure to have you here with us. Network issues, but thank you, Moses John, for being on the show with us this morning. We appreciate your time. Viewers we've been on call with Moses John, a senior special correspondent here in the Federal Capital Territory and a public affairs analyst. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you've heard it all. Everyone, I think people are somehow optimistic. Yes. They are removing negativity. They just feel like we just saw on the news now, just barely 14 days after the president came in, we're seeing changes and things that affect the economy affect us as a people. Yes. Now, if we're seeing these small changes in 14 days, let's just hope to see what happens before the end of the year. That would be a good place to wrap up the review. But just before then, I'm going to run through the last paper. We have the sports newspaper this morning. And the headline here says, coming from the Punch Sport Extra, don't be like Nigerian politicians. Fans urge long-serving Eagles captain Ahmed Musa to quit Eagles ahead of AKAN qualifier. And that story is on page 6 of the Punch Sport Extra. There's a story here as well that says Osayi Samuel arrive camp. Eagles depart for Libya Saturday. Guinea-Bissau hope to triple Eagles. Lone Stars vow to beat Nigeria. Now all these stories are on page 6. This is coming on the heat of the match Sierra Leone versus Nigeria. And we also have a story here that says agents rejects Napoli contract extension. That story is on page 7 of the Punch Sport Extra. We also have a story here that says Arsenal closing in on Rice signing on page 4 of the Punch Sport Extra. There's a story here that says Silva wants City exit on page 5 of the Punch Sport Extra. As well, we have a story here that says Milan prepare Chukwueze offer on page 7 of the Punch Sport Extra. These are some of the stories. There's a story here that says Jasmine wins race to buy United. That story is on page 4 of the Punch Sport Extra this morning. These are some of the stories. We have a story here that says Miller tips wider to Ko Joshua. And that story is on page 7 of the Punch Sport Extra. These are all the stories we have. I did like the story here. Don't be like Nigerian politicians. Fans urge long-serving Eagles captain Ahmed Musa to quit. So if it's time for him to quit, he should quit.
Ahead of AFCON qualifier.
Yes, and I like the story here that says Sime Osayi Samuel arrives camp. Eagles depart for Libya Saturday. And now Lone Stars already saying they will beat. Of course, nobody wants to go to a fight and say somebody will beat me. You always have, that is the energy, but I really do hope that our stars also are energizing for this match ahead. Football could be quite interesting. We can see Osimhen everywhere is a star, and we're happy that he's one of us. That would be a good place to wrap up the reviews as well, the show this morning. It's been fun doing this with you, Blessing. Thank you for being on the show. And viewers, thank you for being on the show with us this morning. We'll do this again tomorrow, hopefully. But before we go, don't forget our Nigerian week that is fast approaching. All you have to do is go to eventbrite.com and get your tickets to be part of that event. We have ministries, agencies partnering with us already. We also have individuals, fashion icon, movie stars, and musicians. They're already on board. You don't want to be left out. Of course, we're going there as a people to showcase our culture, our color, our heritage, our food, our music, films, and everything there is to we as a people. So don't be left out. Also, don't forget to hit on the notification bell.
Follow us on all our social media handles.
Invite somebody to the page. It's a chain, and don't forget to leave us with your comments. We'd love to hear from you as well. And while you're out there, stay safe, be at alert. We know that the country is really biting hard. No fair, you could see people not moving as usual, people trekking long distances these days. But please, and if you can help also, if you have a car, do help somebody. Give people lift from one point, no matter the distance. That would just help, would be a great help. So do well to help somebody while you are out there. We'll come your way again tomorrow. Until then, I remain yours truly, Princess KESSY.
And I am Blessing AKAN.
Remember, peace is priceless.
Let's always give peace a chance.
See you tomorrow.
Hooray! It's Nigeria Week London 2023. This is a celebration of Nigerian foods, film, arts, culture, fashion, music, dance, and comedy. Also, there will be a comprehensive economic summit, exhibition of Nigerian organic agricultural produce, and a meritorious recognition performance awards to deserving Nigerians and industry icons. Nigeria Week will showcase Afrobeat A-list artists, Ice Prince, Terry G, Orishefemi, Oris Wiliki, Konga, Bijiano, Nice Flow, Jet Play, and many more. Dates: 17th to 25th July 2023.